Wimbledon took the lead with a dream of a volley from Steve Kettridge. Leeds had barely had a look in, but a ghastly mistake changed all that. There seemed no danger from Harvey's clearance until Martin missed his kick. Tommy Wright thanked him for the invitation to go on and shoot the equaliser. It was a mistake that turned the tide, and when Gary Hampson's long ball sprang the offside trap, Andy Ritchie took it on the chest, Wimbledon took it on the chin. Martin and his fellow defenders were struggling to contain Leeds now. The pace of Wright was too much for Morris. The little Scot got away from his pursuer and Ritchie arrived to roll in the cross. Gratefully. But the best goal of the lot had everything. First, a touch of tenacity. Then an air of arrogance. And a classic curling finale. Scott Sellers the scorer. Best of the season, said some Leeds diehards. By now, Wimbledon were wishing they were back on the Common, if not in the Southern League. And the defence was nowhere to be seen when Sellers celebrated that goal by setting up the next. Andy Ritchie's hat-trick just 4 minutes later. As a contest, it was all over, but there was still time for Kevin Gage first to win the ball and then deliver the perfect cross. Alan Cork popped up with the clearest header he'll have all season. A superb header from Andy Ritchie.
Welcome to Match of the Day Live for the third round of the FA Cup from Elland Road, the home of 2nd Division Leeds United. The years have been difficult ones for Leeds, although they've never really lost their deep-rooted and sometimes fanatical support. And they'll be depending on that kind of encouragement this evening to close the gap between Everton, on top of the world, and their own mixture of promising youngsters and loyal veterans.
For Leeds, injuries rule out David Harvey and Andy Ritchie. So Phil Hughes keeps his place in goal. George McCluskey leads the attack. A young side, as Jimmy Hill said. Hughes is one of 6 players under 21, all of them incidentally born after Peter Lorimer had already figured in the Leeds first team. It's interesting behind that goal. Here on Tuesday, and my wife said to me they're standing behind that goal. In actual fact, they are seats, but the Leeds fans pay for the seats and then prefer to stand, would you believe? It's peculiarity at one end of this ground, but it used to be standing years ago, and they never quite brought themselves to sit down. But there are seats there, I assure you. Lorimer's lined it up. And he's left it for Sheridan to curl one, and that's a good save by Neville Southall. A very good stop from Sheridan's free kick. That was excellent goalkeeping so early in the game. Sharp with Linnigan. Appeals for handball, and the linesman's flagging penalty. Penalty, Linnigan handball, seen by the linesman, who put his flag across his chest and gave the penalty, which the referee was happy to endorse. While David Richardson is pointing to the spot, Leeds have gone across to that linesman, Alan Flood with the yellow flag, but he was near the incident, a good view, and Linnigan was penalised. A penalty to Everton. Graham Sharp has taken the responsibility from the spot recently, and he's aiming for his 20th goal of the season, and he gets it. The holders are in the lead. Eddie Gray's side 4 behind, 4 minutes before half-time. And Sheedy hits the bar. Gray's coming in for the rebound with the goalkeeper. And Sheedy again, and in the net, and 2-0. And Sheedy got the reward that tremendous free kick deserved. The poor goalkeeper lying in the back of the net, half injured and half dejected. Sheedy blasted that. Everton, the first side through to the 4th round of this season's FA Cup. Eddie Gray will go off knowing that his side tonight were nothing more really than attentive learners. The young Leeds players and Peter Lorimer, the veteran, will have a lot to talk about.
Richie looking for it and calling for it and getting it inside the area as well. The question is, can he find anybody? Here comes John Sheridan. It takes the deflection and goes in. Wright will chase this one. Tommy Wright, only the goalkeeper ahead of him, and he cuts it across the keeper. 2-0. It's a good position for a free kick and a lovely back heel towards Dennis Irwin. It's his first for the club. Sellers. There's a promising build-up once more, and Wright breaks the offside trap. It's going in. He's rolled it in for his second. Irwin seeks the penetrating cross, and it's a good ball. The keeper is in trouble. It's a hat-trick for Tommy Wright. A golden day for the youngster. 5 for Leeds, 3 for Wright.
Well, the second division saw the biggest win of the day, Leeds United's 5-0 thrashing of Notts County, with teenager Tommy Wright getting a second-half hat-trick. That win has enabled Leeds to draw closer to the promotion places, one of which is now occupied by form team Manchester City.